Good morning, everybody. It's Marty, the JavaScript party, and my buddy Rhett. It is Monday morning. It is 8:08 a.m. Is that right? Yeah, 8:08. It says it's 63 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I was just out there. It did not seem that cold. Let me see. Let me push configure for E to E, and I have two halves of a nut for Rhett. There you go. And there you go. All right. So we're right at the end of E2E testing, end to end testing with Cypress. Really like it. I like it a lot. Um, in this pass of where I added this new feature, I had in fact, well, yeah, there was a couple of the tests that were broken, and then, yeah. So, anyways, we finished up reflow yesterday. Let's just make sure that still works. And I like having the mouse off of the little area. The very first test just takes a long time to run. Um, but it's kind of interesting. It tells you what version of Chrome you have, and I guess you can choose different versions up there. Um, so yeah, everything worked on Reflow, or is working. And so now we want to do another test in delete, which is identical. Oh no, actually, delete, we got part of delete working as well. That's right. So yeah, that was the delete. And basically, let me try that again. Basically, it comes in, it adds three, it deletes the middle one, adds the second one, and reflows on. So basically, I want it to do everything identical, except right before it adds the new one, I want it to turn reflow off. So that is going to be our next test. Um, and I actually have a test made up for it. And I can do this, I can say dot only. And what that'll do is that'll make it to where my new test is the only one that runs. Because that other one, it did not run. Let me try this again. I felt like it ran that test too. Does that already have an only on it? Maybe. Oh, so I have two onlys. So let me remove this only. Basically, yeah, all it does is bring it up and make sure that the menu's there. So let's work through this. I think I did this whole yeah, I think I did all of this yesterday without. I think maybe I needed ChatGPT's help for this, um, for clicking, or maybe for finding. Yeah, this I think I used the help. All right, so checked. I guess this might be, since we already have. Maybe this would be a good time. So basically, this just checks to see if the image is there. And I don't, well, it won't be there because we did not open this. We need this to open the actual menu. And so boom, boom, boom. So basically we do the CY, which I guess is the namespace for Cypress, and then it has a function called get, and then you tell it to get the app menu and click it. And that should result in this guy opening up. Now I think we can actually move this up here and get rid of this one. Okay, and I guess what I want to do is actually turn reflow off, which we do something like that over here. Um, I think their very first one checks reflow toggle, unchecked. Yeah, so okay, so this UI app. reflow button is this, and we want to click this. Oh, and then we have to open it again because that's right. So in this one, we have to open it again. So I'm kind of just rereading the way the code works so that I can hope to better understand it. But you got to keep in mind that rereading is mostly just to refresh your mind and to kind of bring things to the forefront. Reading and writing are such different skills, um, and that goes for code as well. So here we go. Okay, so this opens the menu, and then this checks to see that the checkbox is there, and then this clicks the reflow button, so that's this thing here, and then this opens the menu again. And we'll just see that, make sure none of that breaks. So see, now it's unchecked and opened. And so I think in our resize, we actually check to see that it, not resize, in our reflow, we actually check to see if that doesn't exist. So let's go ahead and just do that. It's not really necessary, but I would like to, I feel like that will, when I'm doing maintenance on this in the future, because this code, this is definitely going to change. The way this works, it's definitely going to change. Okay, and everything passed. So when it does change, you know, I feel like this will make it a little easier for me to kind of understand what's going on. And basically, we want to add 3 visualizations. So the triple click. So basically, we just want to do this. So we could create a function that's just like add 3 visualizations and recall it. And just call it, and it would just do it. And maybe that is the right decision to do. I kind of just want to see if this ends in tears the way I'm doing it right now. I don't want to just assume that I know the best way to do these things at this point. All right. So then we want to go over to the toggle. Oh, so then we want to click on the body and then check the toggle, and then click this button here. That's what these 2 lines do. So, all right, so that closes the menu because so we'd be in this exact state. So this is the equivalent to clicking over here to close that menu. And then this gets this toggle button and clicks it. So that should change the layout. Okay, man, it feels like magic. That is so nice. Now, all right, where am I? Because I don't have any of these. There was open layout menu. Okay, so that's this. So now we're expecting the same exact situation. And this is basically going to get the second viz and close it. And I wish I could say like, oh, I 100% know what this test is supposed to do, but I'm like literally kind of figuring it out as we go. Okay, so that worked. So it closed that. And so now we want to open. Okay, so this is the code we just did. So now we want to open the layout menu again, and then click on the app menu. Toggle layout button, and then click on the map menu to open it. And we want to make sure that the unchecked icon exists. I believe it was called uncheck. And then tech toggle. I felt like there was an unchecked button. Yeah, okay. This is like this. Fix the, that's the worst, when you leave like you copy and paste some code that is some code that's close but kind of does the opposite, and you grab the comment and then you don't update the comment. That is very, very confusing. All right, so now we're good all the way up to here. Now I think what we want to do is add a new one. I think that's kind of what I did up here. So what I want is for it to add it, and there to be a gap there and one there. So that's what we're hoping to see. Oh, and then we're right at the end of this thing. We want to select all our visualizations, but we want it to be 0, 200, no, 0, 400, and 600. Let's go ahead and grab our thing. Now, again, I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea to copy and paste entire tests and not like sort of reuse. Okay, so let's just make sure that this one's broken. Should break at the end there because I'm checking for it in the wrong place. And it is interesting that it waits 4 seconds, so it doesn't test it immediately, which is, I think, how most code works. Okay, so this one should be 400, and then this one should be 600, I believe. Could be, I don't know. I don't know about this order. Don't know exactly how it orders them. So yeah, that worked. And that's that. We have end-to-end tests done. The formatting is a bit weird because of the pasting and stuff, so let's go ahead and fix that real quick. And I find that the easiest way to fix that is just to select everything that you want. Because I think in general, most of the things are where they belong. They're just, for some reason, a couple are a little farther over. So I'm holding the shift down and hitting the tab button. And then, so basically I think I got rid of all the formatting. Now I took the shift button up and I'm tabbing. And I think these are all, no, they're still messed up. Darn it. I don't know why these are, oh, so I should have gone back one more tab. When I was tabbing them all, I did not tab, I had not tabbed. Every one of them hadn't gotten all the way back yet. There we go. I think that looks good. Let's try that up here. Where is the beginning of, maybe my it starts is my first. I guess there's only 2 its in here. It's our tests. It's our tests. And it function is what the test is, the actual beginning of the test. Okay, so is everybody all the way back? No, see, these guys up here aren't all the way back. So shift and tab one more. I believe it put everybody together, and then tab, tab, tab. I'll tell you, it really bugs me when these things aren't all lined up, and only because it bugs other people. And I'm just sort of like bugged by proxy, because I really never cared about formatting the vast majority of my career. It's probably only been like since maybe 2018, 2016 that people really cared about formatting. When formatting first came out, I think it was just like this sort of lame thing that people made us do. But now I think it's it's become critical to do it, because formatting issues can really lead to a lot of confusion in Git if you don't have it. Anyway, so it's 8:23 and we are done with end-to-end testing. I think I could have knocked it out yesterday pretty easily, but I did want to have an easy day for myself today since it's Monday. Um, but the the yeah the the stress level and the difficulty of these have been, it's crazy how much easier unit end-to-end testing has been. And I feel like, okay, so I think in this cycle there was a single bug. It was a nasty, crazy little deep down bug uh, that end-to-end found. So like, I mean, unit testing found, and then I think end-to-end found a bug, a single bug as well. But the single bug sort of, every time I fixed it, it would open up another single bug, and I ended up going like 6 or 7 layers deep of little bugs here and there. Um, so I think end to end was more valuable and took less time. So if you can only do one, I think end to end is without a doubt. Now, I don't know if this, how this, I when I've tried to do end to end testing like this on teams as part of like a team, um, it just like becomes almost completely unusable, um, because I mean everyone like adds all these weights and you end up with end-to-end tests that can take, literally 48 hours to run, um, which is way, like you really can't get any kind of root, like of a pattern or anything like that going when you when if you have something in there that takes like 48 hours, that's guaranteed to take 48 hours. And like a lot, I worked at one place where they were like, oh, you can't check anything in until you all the end-to-end tests have run, and it would take like 14 hours for the end-to-end test to run. And so basically what ended up happening is, like, I don't know, I found that end-to-end tests are pretty, like you can count on them to run like 100 times without timing issues and stuff like that, breaking things. But within, oh, I added both of these, okay. Um, you can, I'm just looking for styling issues right now before I do a commit, and I'll probably run the unit test one last, well, yeah, I'll run the unit tests. I'll commit this and then run the unit tests and then decide if I want to, undo, reset the commit to make a change if I do find a unit test issue, or um, if I don't, or if I, or I might like reset it, or I might just add a new commit and then push this. And then we are to probably, it's going to end up being one of the probably the most difficult thing, I think. It's the most difficult thing I can foresee or imagine in this application, and that's to get the edit working. And that's just because like there's a ton of things like validations and things like that that need to be. Looks like I have an unused import. Let me kill this. Okay, we are officially done with end to end. Come over here, and now we are in the getting things ready for a commit mode. So this just basically was just the unit tests. So today is the due date. My daughter-in-law's due date. It's pretty exciting. She is definitely done. Okay, so I commented these 2 lines out, so let's go ahead and get rid of them.
You ready?
Oh no. Oh, I commented, they used to run and now they don't. That's what this is showing me. I don't like this view as much as this view. And I don't know if I can, I think I can, well, I was like, I actually don't want it back. I just want to get rid of it completely. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. And it's all compiling still, so that's good. We didn't unexpectedly do something. Here's another one where have some commented code. I guess a small alignment issue. So this was a fully brand new code. And then so yeah, what the end-to-end test found was like a huge just section of the code that interacts with the visualizations that was just completely ignored during the delete. So basically, it was still trying to show things and trying to process things that no longer existed. And at first, it was keeping them alive. So then a lot of bugs that like was operating on something that was alive but not being displayed, or that existed but wasn't being displayed. And then once I got the last reference gone, which is weird that something was trying to interact with it, but or part of that reference, once it was deleted completely, then all kinds of other stuff started breaking. And that was all end-to-end testing that caught that, because it was a very high level problem. Unit tests did not catch it. All right, so I think that's good. I'm going to do a git add dot. That, my friends, being able to say add everything dot is a luxury that some people only dream of having at their job, especially. Okay, implements visualization delete functionality. And I said implements, I really meant implements. Okay, I do not want to push this because I'm going to run unit tests. I think I'm 99.999% sure that it's going to, the unit tests are going to be fine. But, you know, just in case something broke. You know, one of the things I really wanted to also do that one of the things I was doing before that I don't know if it brings, I think it brings a lot of value, but I think maybe it's not worth it anymore, is being able to get 100% when you run a specific suite. And maybe I can justify that because I did start writing unit tests that actually test logic and stuff like that, not just getting 100%. So let's see. Unit tests take a long time to get up and running too. Can't even imagine. Like so I have an SSD drive on this, so you know it's pretty fast. I can't even imagine how slow all this stuff would be on like an old-fashioned hard drive, because this is really taking a long time. So far, so good. Let's see if we got our everything is passing. Hundreds all the way across. Now I know there was some in the delete. There was some specific functions that we're calling that I guess I never made actual unit tests for, but they seem to be getting covered. this is an interesting little thing that I just always remember as I get this. This means that there was a web renderer that wasn't properly disposed of um, somewhere during the tests. Now it would be nice if in this log it gave you sort of the actual um, line of code or where, but it probably really isn't a line of code. Well, it probably is because there's somewhere where something gets added and then there's an extra renderer. But I do think that there is a chance that there's some edge case. Well, no, I guess not, because the thing is I probably have times where in here where I create a renderer, but I don't ever call the delete on it, so I never actually delete it. So in it, for the unit test itself, it still exists. But it looks like we are good to go. We are only 8 months in, and we've got the delete done, and so next is edit, which is gonna be, I think, is going to be the easiest to mess up. It's going to be the most difficult to implement properly, and it's going to be absolutely critical to the application. If I botch this next step, this edit step, then we're starting from scratch again. This time it might be 2 years in where we go, oh crap. To me, the biggest question mark will be is right after I get edit working. Yeah, I don't know if the after edit working and you can edit one property. I think maybe it should be like, I was thinking it might be the position of the um, of the camera, but I don't think I'm even setting that. I think I'm going to default values now, and so that one might not be the easiest. I'm 99% sure we set the width, um, so I think that would probably be and the height or the depth. One of those three might be the best thing to make um, editable. Is That's what I think. One of those three things, or maybe I don't know if I set the Z position of the cube. That would be a nice one to be able to do. But anyways, there's so much stuff that still to be done, though. It's crazy. So we're pushing this. Whew, we're done with that feature. I think edit still falls under getting started. I just don't think until we can at least do a basic edit, and the first part of edit. So basically, just thinking out loud here, since I have a few more minutes, is when I add one of these things, I'll have an edit button. Okay, that's easy peasy. And then when you click on the edit button, it's going to be like the one from last year. If you saw that, basically the top half of that is going to be the visualization you're looking at, and the bottom half is going to be various tabs for getting to various types of editing. And I definitely want, at the very least, a JSON representation that you could take out, make changes to, and put back in. A CSV representation that you can like export out, interact with in CSV, and then put back in, as long as and a form, a reactive forms representation where you can go in there and look at any individual thing and then just select what you're working on. And then I think we also would want a list of materials, list of meshes, list of all of them. And so because I really want to be able to take multiple visualizations and have them sharing things. So if I change the color on one of them, it changes the color on all the ones that are sharing the same one, things like that. So anyways, that is what's next. So it should be pretty straightforward to get the edit button next to this, and we have plenty of space, probably to just have them horizontal, and then that new view, which is, I guess, um, edit, maybe probably the edit view. So right now we have tabular and all that, but we'll have a new view called edit, a route, and then that, I feel like I will be very, very lucky. We will be very lucky. I don't know how everybody that watches these is, not like there's hundreds of people, but like the dozen or so people that watch these. I don't know what you guys will make you feel lucky. It would make me feel lucky if we're done with the edit of a single item with, the various, because it's going to be a bunch of different ways to edit. And on top of that, I would love to have like import visualization. So like to be able to export one of these, and maybe that's what it would be. It's like an export button as well. Export, import. Um, so I think that would be cool. And that, I think, is one of those things that's going to get a bit complex, because like exporting a single mesh or even a scene, it won't be too bad. But like let's say a scene has a font in it, I need to be able to export that font and import that font again. Um, let's say a scene has pictures in it, like images and stuff. Um, it'd be nice to be able to, um, export and import the all like a zip file that has everything, and then when you import it, it brings in and puts all the pictures where they belong and all that stuff. That is not going to be easy. And I guess that's the feature that I'll want to implement right after this. But I think after once edit is working, we'll probably at least add one, like in every sort of round. Yeah, I think that once edit's working, this getting started is branch is done, and I'll merge it into the main branch, and then um, just start doing features and PRs and stuff. And then we'll probably be in a good position to a, like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, somebody was like, "Oh, I would like to get involved in this and all that," but the project just wasn't in a spot. But at that point, if someone said, "Hey, I want to get involved in this," and I'd be like, "Oh," like I can write up issues and be like, "Oh, okay, can you add the ability to add a new mesh, a sphere, or a dodahedron, or one of the other meshes and stuff like that," or maybe it'll be pretty like where so that someone could do that and you wouldn't have like some big Git conflict. And then maybe somebody else, I could be like, make it to where you have the ability to animate a specific property, or make it to where you can edit another property, and all those things, and just be like, okay, make sure you set up the validation, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. These are the 8 different things that you want to do to get this working right. Anyways, I think it is, I guess it should feel really good, right? Like, finished a feature. I mean, it's the delete, and we are 8 months. We've been working on this for 8 months. This is all we have to show for it, but I think it's a nice, sturdy little foundation, and that this foundation just needs one more, probably the most important part, but one more part to really get it to where we can do fun stuff. But anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.